guys, it's Sarah, and today we're going to drink some tea. We're going to talk about something that is going to be very beneficial to me if I can stick to it, but I'm going to try. It's something I've tried in the past and it didn't work, but I'm really now getting to a point where it needs to work, like it just needs to. So the tea I'm drinking is from Tea Kitten, and it is Minty Mojito Mate. It's got caffeine in it. I tried some last night. It was really good. And then I'm having some right now as well. And it's just delicious. It's nice and light. It's got, a very slight minty flavor, and I enjoy it. And this tea came in my August Sips By box, which so far has been fantastic. Okay, so let's talk about spending habits and book hauls. Because here's the thing. I buy a lot of books. I do. I get a lot of books sent to me. I do. And I accumulate a lot of books every month. And I mean, we're talking more than 10 a month. Easy. If I have less than 10 books to haul in a month, that's a very slow month for me. And it is a combination of, I get books from publishers. I'm actually, one's coming in the mail today, and I don't even know what it is. So I do get a lot of unsolicited things, and then some things that I have been in contact with the publisher and agreed to read. And, I know that it's coming to me. So it's a combination of that. And then I go shopping. I go to Goodwill. I have been to Barnes & Noble and Books A Million recently. That's what I've been doing. That's usually about it. I really rarely ever buy a book full price. So that's the thing. Like, it's not about the money for me. It's not, I don't have money to buy books. I keep money aside to buy books. That's what I do. Do I have disposable income? Absolutely not. My husband and I, we live paycheck to paycheck. We do. We have other expenses that are more important than books, obviously. But if I have the money when I would like to buy a book, or if I have some money and I can go shopping, then I do. So it's not a budget thing with me. I do budget for books. That's not the problem. The problem is I don't have any room on my shelves anymore. I'm overgrowing my shelves again. And yeah, so I was already kind of iffy on it anyway, because I did downsize. The shelf behind me is one shelf now. I went from 2 to 1. So I automatically had a little bit less room, but now some books keep coming in and I keep buying some, and I don't have room on my shelves. They're starting to pile up. I have some books that are piled up right over here on my little thing. I have books that are sitting on the floor in my living room next to my fantasy and sci-fi shelf, because that's where I try to keep all my fantasy and sci-fis, and there's some sitting on the side on the floor because I don't have any room on my shelves for them. I have a good stack right here that I haven't even hauled yet, because that's why they're sitting here. I haven't hauled them, and I don't know where they're going to go. They're going to get stacked somewhere. And then for my review books that I get from publishers, I have a cart that is full. And then I have a little basket on my floor as well that is full. And I have some review books in here, and I have some more review books on the way. So those are going to be starting to get on the floor too. So this is a problem. And I got to take care of it. So here's the thing with me though. If I try to put myself on a book buying ban, all I'm going to want to do is buy books. That doesn't work for me. I've tried it multiple times. It never works. So instead of doing that, I'm going to go a different way. And I really hope that I can do this, because I was thinking, I'm not going to not buy any more books for the rest of the year. That's just not going to happen. But I really want to get to a point where I'm reading, the physical books on my shelves. And then if I set a number for how many I read before I can allow myself to buy any more books, there's a very, very high chance that, some of those books that I read are going to be getting donated, because I will read them and then I'll be like, I've read it. I enjoyed it. I don't need it on my shelves for the rest of my life. And then I'll donate it and let someone else enjoy it. So odds are very high that I will do that and be able to create some more room on my shelves. So here's the thing though. Here's what I'm going to struggle with. I'm going to struggle with, what if I read a certain amount of books, but I don't want to get rid of any of them because I love them all so much and they all need to stay on my shelves. then even if I do allow myself to go shopping, I'm not getting rid of any books in return. So there's that. That might be an issue. And another issue is going to be, like special events. For example, my library is going to have their big annual book and bake sale in September, and it's a huge event. It's in a big conference center. The room is full of books, and I'm going, whether I'm ready to according to this or not. So I'm going. That is where I get majority of books that I buy for other people as well as gifts and stuff like that. It's where I can buy books that, if I'm really super interested in them, and I can get them for very, very cheap, like $1 or $2. So I'm going to take advantage of that because that is not around. It's only around once a year, and not all those books are always available at the library sales on a normal basis. So that's kind of a special thing, and I don't want to skip it. And I do have some pre-orders already pre-ordered that I do not want to cancel either. So there's going to be a couple little things here and there that I'm just going to make an exception for as far as this whole project goes. But I'm really hoping that for the most part, this is going to help me read some of the books off my shelves that I feel like I can read and get rid of, and be able to bring some more books into my house and have room for them on my shelves, because I don't want to be outgrowing my shelves all the time because things are piling up. I do not want to buy another bookshelf. I refuse. I actually got rid of one bookshelf, and I don't want to bring another one in. So it's definitely something I have to work my thoughts through, and I just have to work this process, and I'm going to probably have to tweak it along the way and see what is going to work for me and what's not. But I want to give it a really good try. I really, really want to, because I just need to. All right, so the whole concept behind this is I printed out this little sheet here, and it's just something I did on Word. So I just made the title, and it's Read 10 Before I Can Shop. Read 10 books off my owned physical TBR in order to buy more books. And then I created just like numbers and lines, and then I put shop at the end of 10, and then 1 through 10, and then shop, and then 1 through 10, and then shop. And then these lines are where I'm going to write down the books that I read. Now, rules. Because going into this, you need some guidelines, right? And I know that I'll probably tweak it along the way, but I really want to do this at least for the rest of 2019 and see if I can really make a dent in this. The rules are it has to be a physical book. Kindle books don't count. Library books don't count because they don't stay in my house. Audiobooks don't count unless I happen to have a physical book on my shelf as well, and I just choose to listen to it on audio instead. So it has to be something that I physically own to be able to write it down on the sheet. The reason I'm not counting Kindle books is because those don't take up room on my shelves. So that's why. I have to read 10 again before I can shop, with the exception of the library sale and any pre-orders that I already have. And when I do shop, I need to keep that shopping trip limited. I don't want to get rid of 5 books, but then just bring 5 more back in, because then I'm breaking even. You know what I mean? So I want, like, if I do shop, then I would like to bring in less books than I'm getting rid of. So if I get rid of 5 books, maybe I bring in 2 or 3. And then I'm still, I still got rid of 2. Or if I read 2 books, maybe I just shop and buy 1 book. And I can be very picky and choosy about what I plan to get. So I want to keep those numbers in mind for sure. And another rule is I need to just not go to Goodwill. Because when I go to Goodwill, I never know what I'm going to find, and I will always just grab whatever I see that I want that's in good condition, that I'm willing to pay $3 or $4 for per book. That's the average cost at my local Goodwill for a book. So I don't really ever know what's going to be there. I don't really go in with a purpose. I just go in and I browse, and I pick up anything that sounds interesting to me, or anything that has been on my list for a while that I really want to read or that I want to own. So I need to just not go in between, the times where I'm ready to shop, because if I go in there and I see something, I'm going to get it. Whether I should be getting it or not, if I've only read 5 books, just don't even go into Goodwill until I know that I can shop. Now, If I know I can shop and I have something else in mind and I want to go to Book Outlet and get something, or I want to go to Books A Million and get something there, then that needs to be it. And I'm not going to go shopping around in 5 different places once I can shop, because that's going to make me accumulate a lot of books as well. So I need to be wary of that. So having this sheet is going to help me keep track of all that. So I'm going to keep track of all the physical books that I read. And once I hit 10, I'm going to allow myself to do a little bit of shopping, just a tiny bit. I would like to actually write on here as well the books that I end up buying, or how many books that I bought on that shopping trip. But that way I kind of know, I'll mark it all up and just have, the books that I read. Maybe I'll star the ones that I end up unhauling, and then how many books I shop, like when I did choose to shop, I brought in. And I will show you guys this at the end of the year and see how I do. So between September, October, November, December, so over 4 months, I'm really hoping to make a good dent in my physical TBR as far as reading them and unhauling them. And I'm not going to count anything. If I unhaul something without reading it, I'm not even going to count that. So if it goes, it just goes, and that'll be an extra unhaul. I currently don't really have any books that I can think of off the top of my head that I would be willing to unhaul without reading first. So there's that. I do still have my little shelf here that is of books I would like to read before we move, which could very, very possibly be next summer. And I could definitely work on some of those for this project for sure, because a lot of those are books that I feel that I would be able to read and then unhaul afterwards. I'll probably enjoy it while I read it, but then I can get rid of it. I did a whole video and a little bookshelf tour on that one, so I'll leave that link down below if you want to see it. And that's it. So wish me luck. And I wanted to do a video about it because then I'm accountable for it, because I know you guys will hold me accountable. I know you're going to ask me about it. You're going to check in with me. And I need you guys to do that, because books make me weak. Let me know down below some of your shopping habits. Do you do something similar where you need to read some books before you bring any more books in? Let me know all your spending habits, and if you have any processes that could maybe help me out. Any tips for me would also be good. Help me stay strong in this. I really hope it is successful, and thanks for going on this journey with me, and wish me luck. I will talk to you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.